Pascal.
I'm Zinc. And I'm DJ Hype, and this is Spotlight on True Playaz Records. The name for the record company True Playaz came about because Pascal thought of it. I don't know where he got it from, and neither does he, but it kind of fitted what the label was going to be about, the music being real. It's not True Playaz as in we're all playboy gangsters. It's True Playaz because we're in the music from the heart, and we will do it the best way we can. And because we're the artist and the label, you know, it's not a purely money thing. The label was set up September 1996. Before that, I was running Ganja Records. Pascal was doing Frontline Records, which he still does today. Basically, what we do with True Playaz is just we were doing it on a less professional basis. I think it was 95. We'd done a Still Smoking album, a joint collaboration, and the success of that, and also with Zinc's Super Sharp Shooter blowing up, we sort of ended up being in a position where we hadn't actually thought about or intended on being. And then we sat back and said, well, why don't we go into this properly? So we all joined forces and became Charlie's Angels.
I don't think there is a True Playaz sound. I think the thing about True Playaz is try to involve and create different, all the styles of drum and bass, whether it be mellow, whether it be dark, whether it be so-called jump up. I think we're trying to incorporate everything in the True Playaz label. That's the whole point of True Playaz, is to keep everything different. Never stick to one style and get labelled a jump up label.
Groove Rider, 2 till 4 a.m. Music for the next millennium. Radio.
We get influence from everything from techno to reggae to house to hip hop to wherever. It's just that the big tune, Super Sharp Shooter, I think sort of everybody looks at that and associated everything we do with it. Pascal makes really deep stuff, like the deeper end. I wouldn't call him jump up hip hop or whatever. I just think every release is different from the last. You know, if you look at Peace, Love and Unity, and then the following 12 was a Zinc 12, we had Pascal, Cool Maneuvers, which is more jazzier side. We've had Swift with Load, which is like the hard industrial side. We've had Decrees with Holocaust. We cover everything. I think probably the only style we don't do too much of, although we have got tracks on that, are the more really mellow stuff. My favourite record on True Playaz has been, to date, has been Peace, Love and Unity, because of what it stood for at the time when we just come into the label. We didn't really know what what the first sales were going to be. We had people telling us that we were mad to be sort of why are you stopping ganja to do True Playaz? And we believed in what we were doing.
Okay.
There was a lot of trouble in the raves. I just decided to make a record like with a bit of meaning, and I just thought that the words peace, love and unity are better for someone to sing. It's positive, and it became a very success. It still smashes it. I mean, Zinc played it last Friday at the end and it ripped it apart, which is nice, and it's a classic, but it's just a peace song, really. There's no pressure. All the artists that work for us, we're not like, you must write us music. All it was is with the album, we were like Swift with like one tune for the album, and he gave us Second Strike. Apart from that, we encourage probably most of the artists that are on our label to try and do their own thing as well as making tracks for us. Through Swift doing Load, helped elevate what he was doing on his own label, but Load helped True Playaz, obviously, so it's a two-way thing. People say, will you put out other people's stuff? And I'm like, if you got anything, just, I'll listen to it. If I don't like it, I won't put it out. If I like it, I will. And we're not sort of, send us loads of demos, and because we make so much tracks between us anyway, we have to put out a lot of tracks. I mean, we've put out a few in the last year because we were doing the album and we've been abroad so much. We probably needn't have done that if we didn't want it. Most of the artists that have been on our label, we know them personally anyway. And it's just if we like a track, I'll say, what you doing with that? Can I put it out? Or they'll say, do you want to put it out? There's no, where's my 12? Originally intended on releasing the Real Vibes album on True Playaz sort of earlier on in the year. It was originally sort of May, then it got put off till June, and then we had a meeting where we were like, well, because of the World Cup and sort of between June and August is a quiet time for music releases and that anyway, we thought it was best all round that we put it off till this time of the year. But it was just a case of, let's do an album. We've been 2 years that we've had True Playaz. The time was right. When you do an album, more people look at it, they scrutinise it a bit more and give it a bit more, and touch wood, everything's been quite positive. If anything, the tracks are dropping better now than when we first made them. Second Strike, Toothbrush. I mean, Jumpin' Jack Frost likes Toothbrush. Big Frio, Rocky's favourite one. It's cool. Plus you got Nut Nut on the sort of jazzy tip. You got Terminal Outcast on a, I don't know, how do you describe that? Deep. It's kind of deep, but I like it. Closer to God is, the words for that are because when most people aren't very religious or, they lead a normal, but when they're in a tight situation, that's when, oh, please God help me, and that's what closer to God in a tight situation means. The big 3-0 obviously is, because the reason for that I made that the week of my birthday, and I was sitting there on the computer making a tune, and I didn't know what to call it. And because my birthday was that week, I just had the big 3-0 up as a title on the computer. When you're sort of 20 and below, you're wild. When you're 20 to 5, you grow up a bit, but you still got that element. 25 to sort of 28, your life, you do your outlook on life. I don't think it's a conscious thing. Your outlook changes, you know. And then 28 to 30 is, I do think you grow up. I think I've changed in the last sort of 3 years anyway. You know, I think I'm a lot calmer than what I used to be. Some people will probably disagree, but I am. And I think a lot of the anger in me has calmed down a bit, although I haven't lost all the fire in me. We were asked to remix Missy Elliott round about Christmas time. We just got a phone call, do we want to do a remix? And we said yes, so they sent us the parts, and we done the remix of 9/11 Beat. And they loved it, and they loved it so much that they gave us her next single, Hit 'Em With a He.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. Tomorrow comes equipped with warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough shots.
So we done 2 Missy Elliott remixes this year. Also, we've remixed everybody from Prodigy to Jay-Z, Foxy Brown, Natalie Imbruglia, Adam F, DJ Rap. We're actually in the present moment doing All Saints, which some people will probably go, oh yeah, sell out or whatever, but our policy is we remix whatever we want, and if you don't like it, don't buy it. It's a good profile thing, you know, if people from other music can get into it, then so be it. And it's fun as well because we don't, you know, at True Playaz we're not doing loads of vocal stuff. You know, we haven't got loads of vocalists, so when you're doing remixes for credible artists that are full vocal tracks, it's good practice for when you go to do your own stuff.
My gunshots are make you levitate. I'm only 19, but my mind is old. But when the things get for real, my warm heart turns cold. Another nigga deceased, another story gets told. It ain't nothing really. Hey yo, done spark the Philly, so I can get my mind off these yellow jackets. While they still alive, I don't know. Meanwhile, back in Queens, the realness, the foundation. If I die, I couldn't choose a better location when the slugs penetrate. You feel a burning sensation, getting closer to God in a tight situation now.
We control it, we own it, and we run it.
Might be about shoes, Sunday show. Cause ain't no such thing as halfway cross. Scared to death and scared to look, they shook. Cause ain't no.
We've made the mistakes first time round when it was the rave hardcore scene in the early 90s, you know, when we all signed to majors on their terms, or we all signed, you know, a lot of people signed deals and were working for other record companies, and the media built us all up and then chopped us at the legs, and we built it up from within before it got the media attention and before the outside world took it in. That's why it is so different to other music scenes. You know, the beauty of this is it is open doors all the time. You know, if somebody comes with a good tune, everyone within the scene will applaud it and welcome it in, you know. I just think it's a British self-contained music that should be, especially in this country, loved.
Drum and bass has a new face. Groove Rider.
We've got a website which is, the address is www.true-playaz.co.uk. It's frequently updated. Then at the end on Friday we had a live link up. All the DJ sets went out live, and also there was live images every 30 seconds on the Ganja Cam, which is a new thing that we're going to be doing now, and hopefully in the future we want to try and do that on all our True Playaz nights wherever they are around the world.
This is it for me, you know, it always has been. You know, before I did this, I did other things that, you know, potentially would have killed me, put me in prison or turned me mad. Sounds corny, but it did save me, you know, and I always appreciate it. And I realise, because I still have normal friends, you know, that are from the manor kind of thing, that are living hard, and it makes me realise just how lucky I am. You know, when you're around everybody that's in this scene only, it's easy to think this is the normal life, and, well, you know, you start forgetting just how lucky you are. Although you work hard, you still must give thanks to what you've got and treat it preciously, and that's why I work so hard. I love it.
This is Pascal.
This is DJ Zing. This is DJ Hype, and you've been listening to Spotlight on True Playaz.